Welcome to Unruly 3, father of 3 unruly kids.
I'm not really.
I'm going to try to make Homer Simpson's Spice Rack. This is from Season 2, Episode 9. Itchy and Scratchy and Marge was the episode's name. So here I'm cutting these boards to length. About 17 inches is the length of these are going to be. And after I cut them to length, I'm going to take them to my table saw. So these boards have been kind of beaten around in my garage for a little while. My son's been using it for all kinds of things, and the edges have gotten to be pretty dinged up. So I want these to be about 5.5 inches thick when I'm done. So I'm cutting them here at about 6. And then I'm just going to move my fence over about 1/2 inch and cut off the other side and get myself some, get rid of some of these dings on the edges. Then on the internet, I found a picture of the spice rack, and I'm just kind of drawing the top part here, that line that he has going along the top, and some of these jagged parts that are on the edges here. This is going to be the back piece. Then once I get those drawn, I take them over to my bandsaw, and I'm just going to cut along those lines. I don't have to stay super close, but try to follow them, and get a basic shape here of the same spice rack back that he had on the episode. I do have to say that some of this was a little bit tougher than normal because obviously the end product had some different angles of some things, and the plans, obviously there's no plan, so you're just looking off of a picture trying to get it, but it wasn't super tough. I had to find this. I went down to Home Depot. Luckily, they had multiple boards with knots in them, so I did find one that had a pretty good knot on the back of it to kind of match what the picture looked like. And then once I got these all done, I took them over and I sanded them up. I got this new sander for Christmas. I really like it, but if you put a battery in it that's too big, like a 5-hour battery, it's really heavy. So the battery makes it pretty heavy compared to a normal sander, actually. So here I'm just kind of setting it up, seeing how the pieces are going to fit together, and then go ahead and use some glue and put this on here. And then let's go ahead and run some nails or some brads here just to hold it while the glue dries. Always got to double check and make sure that your brads are long enough. So I went ahead and got some longer ones. And there we go. So this is going to be one of the handles here, or one of the side rails. I think you guys kind of get what's going on now. So a lot of this was putting it on there, holding it, stepping back, seeing how it looked, and then go ahead and putting in some brads here just to hold it. Then it was kind of hard to nail into these, so sometimes I just, all of these, I just ran screws through, and then put the nail all the way through the rest of the way. Needed something in the back here to hold it tight, so I put a board behind it and put my nail in there. And then some of these nails were pretty bent over, so I just would take them over to my vise and clamp them in, bend them over, and then after I had screwed those in, I just put a dab of super glue on them, and then I would put them in. Sometimes if they had a little bit of extra space, I would just tap them in a little bit, just have a little bit bite into the wood, but I was also putting some super glue into those holes. And then these ones here in the back, there's 3 over here on this side. So each time I would kind of go look at the picture just to double check where those were, so I was sure that I was getting them into the right places. Well, or as close as what I could tell by from the picture. Once I got that board in there, I could hammer that in pretty easy. And this is another pretty bent one. And that's pretty much it. I could have stained it a little bit darker color, something similar to what the workbench is behind it. I think that would have matched a little bit better, but I think you can see pretty good comparison.